Hi, I'm Sandi Genovese and welcome to this episode of the Ellison Education video series. Well, we're going to talk today about volcanoes, and I thought I first would start with watercolors. A friend of mine who was a teacher, these are watercolors that her students created, and if you look at them you can see the first one is an example that they've created of a cinder cone. The next one is an example of a composite volcano, and then showing kind of how the earth structure underneath changes in order when a volcano is being formed. These are all really fun things to do when studying volcanoes, but I thought I would also show how easy you can use a die in order to create a three-dimensional version. We're going to use a die that I can use in order to create the shield volcano, where the lava just comes out and oozes down the side, a composite volcano that includes a fiery eruption like you see here, as well as the lava that flows down and oozes down the side, and then a cinder cone that has just the fiery eruption. Now to do that, I'm going to use a sure-cut die, and I'm going to be cutting with brown construction paper, and then I'm also going to cut through all the colors that I'm going to use to make the lava. I've got reds and yellows and oranges, and I'm going to place the die, because I'm cutting in the Big Shot Pro, the die has the blade side up, and I'll place the paper on top of the die, and then I'm going to put the cutting pad over top of everything and then just roll it through. So I think I probably have, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 thicknesses of paper in there. It's just because I wanted to cut 2 or 3 volcanoes and the lava that I'm going to use to decorate those volcanoes. If I bring this all over, I'll show you with one of these brown papers that I used how I would create the volcano, and I'll even use some of the lava that would be coming out. I'll use some of the colors to show this as well. Now, to begin with, if I put adhesive on just one of this little tab on this first section, what I do when I pull this around to this first position, this gives me the example of a shield volcano. And if I want to create the lava coming out, all I need to do is place this inside and then glue this down in order to put lava flowing all around. Now, if I want to create the next volcano, I'm going to undo this so that I can show you. All I have to do is pull this around, this time to the second perforation. And before I glue it down, I'm going to show how easy it is to attach what would be the fiery eruption. So if I take just a little piece of tape, and I'm going to have the tape on the inside so it's not going to show. I've taped that in, and I'm going to go ahead, and this time I'm going to put adhesive on the back so that as I pull this around like so and bring it all the way around to the second perforation, you can see how I'm going to create the composite volcano. And of course, because it has lava that also flows out, I would add the lava going all the way around as well. All right, now if you want to take the composite volcano and you want to convert it into a cinder cone, all I need to do is, instead of attaching this to that second perforated line, I'm going to bring this all the way around so that now it can attach to that first perforated line. And you can see how easily you can create a shield volcano and then a composite volcano and even a cinder cone using the same die shape. You're able to predict the type of lava flow that you'll get based on the shape of the volcano. And that gets into the eruption from the volcano, which we're going to replicate outside. And let me show you the tools that we're going to need to do that. Here I've got a 1.25 liter bottle of Diet Coke, and I have a much smaller, a 12 fluid ounces of Diet Pepsi, and the third ingredient I'm going to use is a Mentos. When it comes time to put them into the bottle, I want to be able to drop several Mentos quickly at one time into this bottle and then to move myself out of the way. So I'm going to create like a plastic cone. Now the cap is on here, but outside I'm going to actually take this cap off. I just want to show you how we're going to build this cone so that you'll be able to replicate it yourself. It's just a square of clear plastic, and all I'm going to do is I've got tape on the end, so I'm going to start on one section and just tape it down. All that's important here is that I'm creating a funnel, and I need for this to wrap around, and I need the funnel to be tight enough at the bottom that all the mints will slide into the neck of the bottle, but wide enough at the top that I can pile a bunch in. Now, in order for them not to drop in right away, I've taken another little piece of plastic and I've just rounded this one edge. I took my scissors, once I had it on here, and I just cut straight through here to make a little slit that will allow me to slide this in like so. So once you have your Mentos in place, all you have to do is just pull the plastic out of the way. They'll all fall at the same time. They create pressure and it explodes into this fabulous eruption that will replicate the kind of fiery eruption that you would see in a cinder cone or in a composite volcano. Now the Pepsi creates a totally different reaction. I have a much smaller bottle. I'm using Pepsi instead of Coke, and chemically the reaction is different, and I'm putting 1 Mentos inside. This lava is like you would see in the Shield volcano, and it's a more slow, oozing kind of lava, much like is the reaction that you'll get with 1 Mentos in the soda. And while the lava is sitting inside the volcano, it is called magma. That's the word for molten rock. Once it explodes out of the volcano, it then becomes lava. Once you replicate the different types of eruptions outdoors, it's handy to come inside and document the process with a volcano display that's really hot.